Brendan, what do you make of Bayern Munich in the draw?
Yeah, got the easier one, didn't we? Yeah, it's brilliant. We've earned to get to the playoff stage. Players have been outstanding over the 8 games, and that qualifies us to play one of these top teams. So yeah, we'll look forward to that when it comes.
That is just the Champions League, isn't it? If you get far in the competition and get through to the playoff round, you are going to play against a really tough team.
Yeah, I think that's been the beauty of the competition. There's obviously pros and cons to that, but when as I say, it was so dynamic. People will say, well, if you could have had one more point more, 1 point, you might have done this or that. But it was so fluid and dynamic right to the very end. So, but the ultimate objective for us was to qualify, and then wherever that is, you're still going to play against a really good team. So we'll look forward to that. We've played Bayern Munich before here in my time. We had a really, really good game at home. Played very, very well. Could have got something from the game. So when that comes, we're really excited by that opportunity, and we will give everything we can over the course of the 2 legs.
The club have confirmed today that there's the possibility there may be no away fans at the Allianz Arena. How disappointing would that be if that is the case?
Well, I'd be bitterly disappointed for every genuine Celtic supporter. Clearly that's not decided yet, but it's serious enough for the club to put that statement out. For those Celtic supporters that are genuinely bonded with their club and their team and that have travelled near and far over many, many years, to even be at the risk of not going tells you the culmination of events that have taken us to that point. So that's where I sit. I really hope that it's not the case. Like I say, for the genuine supporter who loves the club and supports the club and have gone to games all over the world. But let's see what comes from it.
I know you've spoken about it already this season a bit, but when it comes to whether it's pyrotechnics or smoke bombs, are you really hopeful that can be stamped out in future when there are these potential consequences?
Well, I think there's lots of things in the modern game around behaviour and social behaviours that I really hope that football can be the beacon of change for lots of this here. We would never want to get to a point where we go into a game of such magnitude and we can't take our support base, our real the opportunity for our supporters to come. And I would hope it wouldn't, but if it takes something like that, then it has to change. The football club, we can't keep paying hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of fines because in the main, Celtic is what they are because of the supporters. Those genuine supporters, like I say, that bond with the club. That we aren't a club that has money pouring in from all angles and sponsorship and TVs and everything else. This is through the organisation of the club and our support base and what they give. So there's so many things around it that I don't like, but we have the opportunity to change that, and I hope it does for the sake of the genuine Celtic support.
Is there still hope, Brendan? I mean, the club said they were going to put a case or speak to UEFA. Is that still a feeling within the club that there is some hope that there could be fans in the Allianz? Well,
I think that the club will always fight for our supporters. That's what they will do. So I haven't spoken to Michael or anyone as of yet this morning on that. So, but it's what the club have always done. They've always fought to represent the support base.
Do you understand the frustration of supporters with hearing that news, that it's one individual that has thrown one smoke bomb and it's thousands who could be implicated? Do you understand the frustrations of the majority of the supporters?
Yeah, 100%. But like I said, it's been a catalogue of events. It's not just that one. To be in that position where it's in the balance whether you're going to be able to go and watch your team or not. because of that. It's been a series of events that's led to that. So yeah, I can understand the frustration.
What would you say to that tiny minority that still continue to do it, Brendan?
Well, I think from every aspect of the game. I was looking at the game the other night. It's, we're 2-0 behind. We show an amazing mentality and spirit to come back into the game. We get to 2-1. We're ready to go again to start, and then the smoke bomb comes onto the pitch, and then we then have to wait for that to take place. So from a football perspective, you're losing rhythm. You're losing that moment, even though we went on and scored early again afterwards. I think there's a safety issue as well, clearly, for people in the stands. It's, I just find it hard to fathom in terms of, and I make the difference between a genuine Celtic supporter and someone who's there just for a different reason, And for me, our support base is absolutely incredible. What we give to the game, the atmosphere that we create. So I really hope that we don't get this sanction brought upon us for this game, and hopefully then, being so close to that, the breaking of that, then it maybe helps us going forward.
You mentioned the genuine sort of Celtic supporters, Brendan. How much a shame would it be for them? Because I think Morgan Rodgers said the other night he'd never seen their way end at Villa Park like that.
Aye. Yeah, that's it, and that's where our sympathy goes. So like I said, let's wait and see what happens. I really entirely hope that won't be the case. We can speak more about it then. But like I say, we have a chance to change it, and not just accept it, because it's not acceptable. Our supporters are amazing, and we want to keep it that way, and we certainly don't want them missing out in prestigious games, or any game for that matter, because of behaviour.
From a football point of view, how much better equipped do you think the team is now, the experiences they've had over these last few games in Europe, to travel to Germany and get a result than they were maybe when you went to Dortmund?
Yeah, well, I think what we have improved. I think that the key message for me this season, and what we wanted to see, was progress. And there's no doubt that the team have progressed over the course of the competition, and I was so proud of the team the other night, because what we clearly showed in the game against Aston Villa was that our spirit was just not broken. I felt that in Dortmund the game just got away from us, but either way we were on the heavy end of a bad scoreline. But how these players fought back from that and learned from that, the evidence is there, and over the course of the games, whether it was Atalanta, some of the other games, and the other night, they didn't panic. 2-0 down in a real cold run of atmosphere, of a team that really, really wanted to win, playing at home, but we just stayed calm with it, and our only disappointment was coming out of the game. We just didn't quite have probably our squad there to really affect the second half in the game, because the players have given so much, and at that level you want to be able to change it and make those changes that bring that energy to the game. So but over the course of the 8 games, shown clear progression, both in our football and our mentality and our attitude, because being successful at that level is not just about ability, it's about attitude and mentality. And the players have shown that, and now we'll need to show that again going into this next level.
Is there any potential deal to bring Kieran Tierney in this month? Is that looking unlikely now? Has there been a change in circumstance there?
Yeah. And I won't speak any more on it, because he's not... Kieran, I said the other night, by the summer will be a Celtic player, and that's it. And if he's here later in the month, you'll know.
in terms of potential incomings, if that situation has changed, is that an area you'd need to look at? And are you still hopeful of bringing in a striking option before the deadline?
We're hopeful of improving the squad. I think that is key for us. As players gone out, we want to keep the strength in the squad. We've brought in a few. Brought in Alex Jota, we're really happy with. He's a great period here, and now he's got the chance to build on that legacy. He's a little bit behind in terms of his fitness and football fitness, I would say, but he's a fantastic addition for us. So hopefully we can add a few more.
Could he feature on Sunday?
Yes, yeah, he'll be in the squad. We need to work him back up, both in the training pitch and in the game, and then we'll just build him up over these coming months.
Lewis Palmer, is he one that could be heading out?
Yes. Yeah. There's a possibility for Lewis to be leaving. So and I would expect that to go through.
A loan deal, or is that a permanent one?
With a loan with an option, yeah.
As regards Sunday, Callum's 500th game, what does that say about him as a player and a Celtic captain?
Well, it says so many things, not just as a player, but he clearly had the talent as a young player to be at Celtic, but it tells you absolutely everything about his professionalism, his commitment, his quality, and his example that he sets every single day of his life. You know, seeing him now to when I first came and just seeing that growth. It's a remarkable achievement in the position he plays, with the possibility of so many good players to be in here to play that number of games. Yeah, I'm so proud of seeing how his career's moved, and from when he first broke into the team, and from 2016 when I came in, just seeing how he was back then to how he leads the team. So lucky to have him as a captain here, and he's still got numbers of years left.
Just in terms of the squad for Sunday, is Cameron coming through okay?
Yeah, he'll be back available, and I don't think we get anyone else really. James is still not back fit yet, so.
Casper missed training?
Yeah, he's a bit older now. Just got to look after him. That's it. Yeah, they just need them a few extra days, so give them a little cuddle and so he's okay.
Going back to the Champions League games, the 2 extra games that you got, that allowed you a chance, a little bit of flexibility to try different tactics. We were talking to Arthur Johnson earlier about the difference between the Atalanta game and the more aggressive pressing for the Villa game. Was that something that you were able to do yourself? You feel a little bit more liberated to try different styles? Yeah,
it certainly gives you I think what you find, the different teams and how they play and operate at that level, then of course it allows you to look at different ideas. Our idea against Aston Villa was, the pace and power that they have in the front line. So you want to be able to press the game and have the moments to impose your press, but once that gets beaten, then you're trying to get back in and block up that space. Moments we've done that really well. Other moments they came through that, but that's the risk you take whenever you play that type of game. Like you say, the Atalanta game, a different game. So, but yeah, I love this nature of it, the different tactical ideas of what you try to bring in and to see if it works against lots of times a superior opponent. But what for me is always important for us is to show that ability to compete and be there. And I think that the Aston Villa game is a great example of that. We played some great football at times, scored 2 brilliant goals, and we were right in the game. The game was right in the balance, even though the second half, like I said, we tired a wee bit. We didn't quite have what we wanted to make the changes in the game. But we were still there right into injury time at 3-2. So that's a positive for us, and it's a great foundation this year to allow us to continue to grow and have confidence at the level.
The changes you made in the game were quite a few young players making their debuts. Is that something we could maybe see a wee bit more of between now and the end of the season? Some youth players getting a chance?
Yeah, youth players will always get the chance with me if they're good enough. You know, the pathway's not meant to be easy. Just because you're a youth player at Celtic doesn't mean then you go and play for the first team. I mean, you've got to earn the right. Dane Murray's a player I really like. You know, I've seen him play here early on in his career, and then he had a horrendous injury that's put him out for a long time. He's come back. You can see the work he's done. You know, he's 6'4". He's big. He's got good pace. He can play. I wanted to stick him on the other night because sometimes you don't. The things I've been telling him in order to be a top player, because he's a great big guy. He's a nice big guy. But you step on the pitch, you've got to be aggressive. So, and sometimes you don't understand that until you experience it. So to stick him on for 15, 20 minutes, to get bashed up a bit and make a mistake, and that's a part of your learning, you know, because you can play relaxed, or you can look relaxed, but you can't play relaxed. So, but I think if he can really make that mindset step, then he could be a really good player for us. So that possibility to stick him on there, Skillsy had cramp. He'd obviously not played for a wee while, so we had to make those changes. Daniel coming on, Adam had ran his race, done great for us. But I always say the same things. If the young players are good enough and they have the right mentality, there'll always be an opportunity of playing here.
There's a bit of talk about Daniel perhaps getting a new contract with the club. Is there any update on that at all?
There's no update on that. No, I'd always say for the young player, I think the challenge here now for young players is patience. You know, they want to be in the first team at 17, 18. But that's difficult at a club like this here, unless you're incredibly special talent, you know. But it doesn't mean that you can never be. You know, I spent my career, my life developing young players, putting them in the team, and some have been ready. Like Raheem Sterling at 17 years of age. He was ready. Physically, mentally, ability, everything, you know. And then there's been some other players, like Kieran Dewsbury Hall, that need a wee bit more time, and he gets his debut, and then he's ready a bit later. It's just about time. What young players need to have here is understand that there's a bit of patience needed, you know. And their captain at the club is a perfect example. Young players come through the system, had to take a loan away from here, and then at 21 he plays, and now tomorrow he's playing his 500th game. There's no greater example. But if you want to and be patient and trust the club, you'll get there. If you don't, you might listen to your agent, who's got a different agenda that takes you away from here, and then you'll go somewhere else. So, but there'll always be chances here for young players. One, if they have the ability. Two, and if they have a bit of patience.
I asked you about Motherwell. Obviously, it's been a bit of a difficult week for them. You've also had difficult games against Stuart Kettlewell's side. What's your thoughts about playing them after this week as well?
Yeah, well, I'm clearly disappointed for Stuart. When I seen the news, for a manager to do that really shows the depths of feeling that he had, and it's absolutely right if it's affecting his family, because I always say family in football, and it is in that order. We all take a bit of stick as managers, and we accept that as a part of it. But when you buy the ticket for the games, it doesn't give you the right to say whatever you want to say. You know, and if that goes beyond that, you know, where Stuart and his family is affected. I mean, what people don't understand is that, you know, your kids now are having to go to school, and your grandkids, and they get the torment at school or out in public. And if the job brings that to them and it makes them insecure or unstable for a period of time, then it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. And obviously I'm sad that it got to the point for Stuart that he felt that. And especially at a club like Motherwell. Motherwell as a club, in my time up here, it looks like a really good club, great people there, community club, fantastic pitch, always difficult games, good players. So he must have felt really strongly about it to leave, which I'm disappointed for him as a young manager that's gone in and done well in there, sitting 5th in the league, always competitive, got to a national semi-final of a cup competition, progressing them well, making them competitive. And I know when I spoke to him after games, I've spoken to him on the phone, he's always a very curious guy who wants the best for his club and for his team. So to lose someone like that is disappointing.
Can I just check, when you said you referenced the players that are going out, Kyogo and Alec Valle, that you're hopeful strengthening left back and striker are your priorities for strengthening this month?
I'll confirm what I said, that we'll be looking to improve the squad, improve positions, and then we'll see what that brings.